Sorry I'm a bit late, but I came as fast as I could.
Thank you for coming. I'm concerned about my crop. Please help me to understand what's happening to the crop because quite a number look like this.
Oh, okay. Let's have a close look at what we have here. When did you say this began?
I guess this must be the second week. The leaves of the plant began to look wilted during the day but seem to recover at night. Although lately, some plants are wilted all the time. Wilting first began as a drooping of the tip of some of the lower leaves, similar to what would happen when the plants lack water. At first, only one branch in a hill would appear wilted.
Oh, okay. So, how about the tubers? How do they look like?
The tubers look normal from outside, but if you look near the point of attachment to the stolon, there are brownish-grey areas.
Let me have a look. Ah, I can see a discharge from the eyes. See the way the soil sticks to the oozing liquid?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so just for further confirmation, get me a knife. I want to cut the potato into half to see how it looks like in the inside. See the slimy, sticky pus that comes out when I squeeze?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like your crops have been affected by the bacterial wilt disease. But to be completely sure, let's do a few more tests. I will cut the infected stem and hold the cut ends together for a few seconds. If it's affected by the bacterial wilt, you will see a thin thread of ooze when the cut ends are slowly separated. Let us see. Let us do one more test. Let's suspend one of the cut ends in clear water for about 5 minutes. If there's bacterial wilt, we will see a white milky stream of bacterial cells and slime flow from the vascular system of the infected stem into the water. Okay, I believe that we are now certain that indeed what has affected your crop is the bacterial wilt disease.
And what is bacterial wilt?
Well, bacterial wilt is a disease that is passed to the plants through the soil and seeds planted. It affects potatoes and other potato-related crops. The bacteria enter the plant through the root system. This can be through natural openings or through damage in the roots caused by worms, insects, and agricultural equipment.
But if the infection happens in the roots, why do the leaves look wilted?
Well, the infection occurs in the roots, but then rapidly spreads to the rest of the plant. The bacteria prevent the water flowing from the roots to the leaves. That's why plants show wilting symptoms during daytime.
Oh no! And how can we manage it? Does it have a cure?
Unfortunately, it is one of the most difficult diseases to manage. The bacteria that causes the wilt disease is able to survive for periods of up to 2 to 3 years in bare fallow soils, and even for longer periods in soils with crops that are not related to potatoes. It can also be spread from one field to another through contaminated soil, water, and farm tools. Unfortunately, it has no cure.
Well, that is very scary for potato farmers. Are there ways through which we can prevent bacterial wilt from affecting our potato farms?
Oh yes, absolutely. There are some important measures you can take. You can prevent the spread of bacterial wilt to disease-free areas by washing farm tools, shoes, and boots that have been used in a suspected infected field, like this one, with a 10% bleach solution before moving from one field to another. When planting potatoes, choose a field and neighboring area with no prior history of bacterial wilt disease. Select land that is flat and well drained and avoid areas that are free of the cross flow of water from the other infected fields. The bacteria causing the disease can be transported to your crops from infected fields through runoff irrigation water or rainwater. Rotation with non-bacterial wilt host crops such as barley, beans, wheat, onion, shallot, and carrots is one of the most important bacterial wilt management strategies. Do this for a minimum of 1 to 2 seasons when there are no signs of bacterial wilt and 2 to 3 seasons if less than 5% of the crop is infected. Always select certified seeds. Infected seed is one of the major ways through which the disease spreads to both near and far fields. But most importantly, always plant certified bacterial wilt tolerant and resistant seed varieties.
So what do we do now that the crop is already infected?
Well, when a crop is already infected, you must uproot all the affected potatoes and weeds by digging out the entire plant, including the root system, tubers, stolons, and even the neighboring surrounding plants. These should be burned and buried at least 1 meter underground.
Okay. You mentioned that the bacteria remains in the soil. Is there a way to treat the infected land?
Oh yes, add ash and lime to the soil where the infected plants were removed. They work as a disinfectant and are known to kill the bacteria by increasing the soil pH.
And are there other things that we can do to prevent the spread of bacterial wilt?
Good question. Ensure that you always use clean irrigation water that is free from bacteria. Some other steps you can take are: during harvest, avoid wet harvest conditions, since moist conditions can worsen potato tuber damage and the spread of disease. Harvesting tools and equipment should be sanitized before use and after use. And when storing the harvest, store healthy potatoes at low temperatures in a well-drained and aerated area. Check them regularly for any bacterial wilt symptoms, including bad smell. If any suspected infected tuber is identified, it should be eliminated immediately, together with tubers around it.
So, can we still save seed potato?
Yes, absolutely. You can use the positive selection method whenever you want to save seed potato from your crop. This you do by selecting only healthy-looking plants as mother plants for the next generation of seed potato. For easy identification, this is done using a peg next to the selected plant. Remember, the best time to do this is during the early flowering of the plant, and keep checking the plants to make sure none of the selected plants show signs of disease. Remember that sick tubers produce sick plants, so only use healthy tubers from plants in a field with minimal to no sick plants. The selected plant should be at least 1 meter away from a wilting plant. I must, however, repeat that whenever possible, farmers should plant only certified seeds that are free from bacterial wilt disease. This, together with other integrated bacterial wilt management strategies such as use of tolerant varieties, field sanitation and hygiene, and crop rotation, will ensure farmers don't suffer the effects of the bacterial wilt disease.
Thank you so much, Anne. That was very helpful information.